Hello, folks. Welcome back. Part 3, the last and shortest section on rental activities. We're just going to go through the Form 8582 a little bit, make sure that we have that down right now. Remember, this is only done if there is a loss of some sort in terms of passive. So this doesn't even need to be completed if all of your activities have income. All right, so that's the thing to remember. So active participation on line 1, and this is all line 1, and then passive activities on here, okay, from all other ones. So this is active participation, ones that qualify for the special deduction, all other passive activities. Now, if you have a loss on one, you do report the others that do have income to offset. But if you have nothing that has a loss, you do not need to fill this form out. You combine them all on line 4. Then from there, it goes down to this special section for the special deduction. Remember, this is where the $25,000 maximum special deduction based on income happens and gets calculated. So you can see the instructions there. This is how much the loss is. Now this right through here is calculating your income, AGI, versus the 100,000 to see how much you're over, to see how much you may have to have your special deduction reduced. Remember, maximum is 25,000, but it's reduced based on AGI. Then that whole thing comes to the last, and notice this goes back to Schedule E, showing you how much you are actually going to be able to deduct. So if this is loss here, when you calculate the expenses, is greater. So you take this loss, it goes to the Form 8582, and then comes back based on how much is allowed, and that's what comes down here, this last number, and that goes on the Form 1040, page 1. Now, carry forward of losses. There is this formula if you have more than one activity. This isn't going to apply if you have just one activity that have losses. You've got a way to allocate them to the activities. So you track your losses by activity, and that's going to become important because, as we'll see later in just a minute here, you can, when you sell your activities, you can deduct losses that have been carried over for several years. So example, A, B, and C, one has an income, but we have two losses that are greater. Okay. Now if these were less than 60,000, then they would just offset that and reduce it, and we would have no carryover. This is only about a carryover to the next year. So we deduct the 60,000 from B and C, that's 35, okay, plus 45, then we compare it to that, the 60,000, that's the most we can deduct, right? This adds up to be 80,000, so we have 20,000 to carry forward. The tricky part is not the 20,000, but how to allocate that between B and C. Okay, so that works this way. You take the 20,000 multiplied by the amount of that loss for activity B compared to the total loss, and the amount of loss for activity C divided by the total loss to get how, so 11,250 with activity B and 8750 for C. Obviously these two should add up to the 20,000. That's important because you can deduct losses that have been carried over in full in the year that you dispose of the activity, but you have to expose all of it. So if you've got multiple activity, you need to know how much carry forward loss goes with a particular activity so that when you sell it, you know how much of that loss you can use. So you have to give up your whole entire interest, okay? And it can't be a trade or something like that. We'll talk about later where you don't have to record the gain or loss, and you can't do it with family. Otherwise, people would get around this rule by just kind of transferring ownership between family members. So there's your limitations. But other than that, the only way, so back to our example, if you had a rental property and it had losses year after year after year, you may be in a situation where you never get to take advantage of those losses until you actually sell the property. And that may be, 7, 8, 9 years down the road. And then all those losses that you weren't able to deduct would become deductible in that year.